I'm live.
Oh, okay.
It's top of the hour, and it's time for Making a Difference. On this show, we interview people in our community and the differences that they're making in other people's lives. I'm your host, CJ Metcalfe. On today's show, I'm very, very, very proud to bring on our show once again the Elks Lodge number 2606 in Punta Gorda, and they are getting ready to put on a big tribute and honor our veterans this Saturday, November 6th. Starting at 10 o'clock is the parade.
That's right.
And it'll start over on Carmelita and it goes over to Taylor, up Taylor through downtown Punta Gorda, and then it ends on West Retta Esplanade. And so there'll be vendors there from the parade that'll have tables set up in the Wells Fargo parking lot. And then the parade will be announced from the Wells Fargo parking lot as well. So that whole area in there will be a place to be. Also, the farmers market will be going on at the same time. So anyway, back to it here. Let me introduce my guest, Walter Lacombe. He is the Exalted Ruler. That is the highest position in the lodge of Punta Gorda Elks Lodge number 2606. Walter, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you very much for having me, CJ. And as always, it's always a joy to do a show with you. You are a show in itself.
You guys don't see what goes on around the camera, you know?
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting here poking him and
kicking me under the table, whatever.
The Elks have done this parade honorably for over 20 years, I believe.
This will be going on 20 years this season. Yeah, we missed last year, because of COVID naturally. But I guess Charlotte County took over and they did a parade in over in Port Charlotte, which I guess was well attended and went off quite well. So as we're doing this parade here, we're in a bit of a conflict, but we wanted the Elks board of directors decided to continue with what we've done for the community,
your tradition,
for the tradition, and in providing this community, like regeneration of the community as far as like the council people had spoken of, to regenerate what we're doing and to bring some kind of normalcy back to downtown Punta Gorda, which does a fantastic job to begin with. I'm quite proud to say that I'm from Punta Gorda and what they do downtown in recognition of a lot of services that go on. So the community is mending, and hopefully we're going to provide some of that mending services in honor to our veterans. It's an appreciation that I think they deserve, well deserved, for their efforts, and they're all gone. What they give for life. It's. I'd like to read a statement here that CJ, in actuality, has put what I call the Bible. When we started this back in 2014, I think we did, and it was the first one I think you and I did together. But we're just going to say to give honor and tribute to our military veterans for their service to our country, to protect our flag, freedom, and the liberties, both here and across the seas, to give appreciation to the families for those veterans and for their sacrifices while a veteran served. So that is our mission statement here at the Elks in regards to the parade. Now, going along with that, we have a 100-year-old World War II veteran, little Annie. She was our Grand Marshal 2 years ago, I think, on the 9th, 2019. So she did that then. And in fact, there's a picture of her right over there, CJ. So she has agreed, and like she said, if she makes it, which she will, is to be our Grand Marshal at 100 years old. Wow. So we're very honored to have her as the Grand Marshal, as well as other vets that are coming down from the Jacobson. They have two vehicles, I believe, scheduled for the parade. Oh, okay. Scheduled for the parade, and that they will be participating in. We have the American Legion. We have the Honor Guards. We have actually the Punta Gorda Fire and Police Honor Guard that are going to be kicking off the parade. We have a number of participants. We have like 28, I think, this year participants. There's Annie there. And then we have Elroy, our office manager over at the corporation, has agreed to be Elroy again. And of course, we have the Elkettes that are going to be riding on their float, representing that. And it's going to be a good time for all. Just come on out. It's this Saturday. Kicks off at 10 o'clock from Carmelita. And we're going down, like CJ said, we're going down Taylor, and we're going to head right up to Retta Esplanade. There's Elroy. There's Mary Lou. She was last 2 years ago with me.
For those of you listening on the radio, we are putting pictures up on the video, on the video feed. So that's what we're referring to as far as looking at Elroy, looking at the Grand Marshal. So those of you that listen to the radio, we appreciate you, but you miss out a bit by not being able to see the video feed.
And well, you come to the parade, you won't miss out on anything.
That's right.
So I hope you all really are looking forward as well as we are here at the Elks in participating in this parade and being there. We look forward to having everybody there. And CJ, I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to do this and promoting this parade. It's I know it means a great deal to you, and it means a great deal to me as far as having this. This is my second term as ER with a space between it. So I needed
a vacation.
I needed a break somewhat. But I look forward to representing the Elks as a whole, and this is it's a great endeavor, and hopefully the vets will appreciate it also.
Well, as Walter said when he read that statement off of the parade Bible, as we call it.
Yep, that's it. That's what I call it.
This parade is a time for not only the veterans, but the veterans to bring their families out, because when the veterans were serving, their families sacrificed as well.
That's right.
So this is an opportunity for us to give tribute to the whole family unit, everybody that was involved while that veteran was serving in the military. And the kids, there'll be things that are thrown at the feet.
Yeah.
Of children. They're not supposed to hit you on top of the head, but
some of
them are bad aim.
Yeah, really.
Feet, head, one and the same.
Yeah.
But you'll be receiving some little treats as the floats go by, and there'll be music and a lot of organizations that want to recognize the veterans and their families and give thanks to them. That's what these floats are all about. People take time and money to decorate them to honor you veterans.
That's correct.
And this is the time that they get to show off their works, and they want to tell you who they are. They may have a sign on there as to who they are, so you know who is appreciating you today. Mm-hmm. What is your recollection, Walt, of the craziest thing that's happened during a parade?
Well, the one thing that pops out of my mind, and it was kind of a surprise to all of us, where the middle of the parade, there was a motorcycle group that was formed, and that was, I'm going back maybe 5 years or so, that actually took off and vacated the parade during the parade, midstream. So that was Did
anybody follow them?
Oh no! Thank God they didn't. We once they left, that's it. But we kind of repositioned the motorcycles after that, and it was quite upsetting. But I don't think that was the funniest thing. That was a very concerning matter to happen, and why that happened, we found out afterwards. A few of the motorcycles were overheating, and they just couldn't participate any further with the stop and go of the parade. So, and I'm terribly sorry about that. But since then, we've reorganized the parade as to what we're doing and where we're positioning the motorcyclists. So, we've taken care of that. And I've assured the powers to be downtown that wouldn't happen again. But we also had kind of a group, a religious group that came as clowns, which was actually they won. I think they won the first award for doing that, and the first place trophy. And they had 15, I think, participants, all children dressed as clowns, and they presented themselves. We also have a very moving tribute to the vets from the fourth grade. I think it's the Deep Creek, if I'm correct, the Deep Creek Elementary School, that will be writing letters to the vets that will be on the side of the road, and they will be passed out in, as far as participation goes. They'll be passed out by some of the walkers that'll be walking alongside the parade. And as we found out the other day, that it's a very moving to a vet that received a letter from a fourth grader. And they don't know of war or loss, but they know of the respect, and that's what's shown to these vets. And how appreciative it was of this one particular vet that received a letter. And that was the second one that's ever come out and said how much it meant. I can shut that off.
I would encourage all the veterans that are attending the parade to wear your branch hat and perhaps a branch T-shirt, so that you can be specifically recognized. And of course, the people around you would be recognized also as your family. So, but sometimes they want to target the veterans specifically, and give us this chance to honor you personally. So wear a hat or wear a shirt. The hats are really what they look for.
Yeah.
So but a shirt is certainly a way of stating your pride for your branch of the military service. So, do that, and you'll have some fun. People will smile at you, wave, get your hand ready, because there's a whole lot of waving that goes on,
and handshaking also, and thanks for the services that they've performed. I myself is a Vietnam vet. We trudge along. I came back very fortunate. I believe there's a lot of my fellow brothers did not fare as well as I have. So I have a deep appreciation of them and all that they've served and what they've gone through and what they're going through to this date. A lot of them are suffering from PTS, and that's why we do at the Elks, we do contribute quite a bit, probably not as much as we should, to the veterans home down in Taylor Road, which are helping the vets assimilate back into society, to say the least. And they're allowed to sleep there. I guess they have a roof over their head for 2 years, I believe it is. Yeah. So they perform quite a task for the vets, and well deserving. And we've tried to put them to work over here as best we could, and whatever they want to do. So it's a work in progress, and I think we could all probably do a better job than what we've done in promoting and supporting the vets. And it's near and dear. It should be near and dear to everybody's heart. Every American, it should be near and dear to.
Yes.
And we just can't take advantage of these vets or these service people any longer. No matter what branch you're in.
And I'd like to add on to that. In my work, which I work with veterans in the community, and there's one thing that I hear time and time again that it really gets me. And that's when they say, oh, well, I don't need any recognition. I didn't do much. I never left the States. I stayed here stateside, and, I was behind a desk or working mechanical things. I look at it like, this is my belief. And all you veterans, you listen to this. You signed a paper. You took an oath that said you would do whatever your country needed you to do. And you did it. And one veteran that was on the front line versus the veteran that was sitting at the desk giving you support. No one's higher on my level than the other.
And you're right. It absolutely should be right, because everybody performed what they were asked to do. Whether it was home states wise or whether it was in country, it doesn't make a difference. You were there, you served, you did your duty. And don't, and I hear the same thing quite a bit. And I don't talk much about my service record or anybody else's, and everybody has their own demons, and we all have them, but it just goes on. You do your job, you do what you're asked for, and then you go home, and unfortunately, some of us experienced what we call the time clock syndrome, where you punch a clock, you go out, and you come back in, you punch in. That was way back when. World War II, you were there until it ended. World War I, you were there until it ended. Myself included. We shipped in, we shipped out. There's a moving picture right there. We all served to our capacities, and no matter what it was, you served. You did your duty. You signed the paper, like CJ said, and you performed admirably. You did your job, and that's more than what anybody could ask for. And actually, and nowadays it's pretty tough to get people to do their jobs, just in the private sector. So I'm not even going to go there. But so you are well above a lot of public service right now. So
the Elks have a very strong foundation with veterans. Highlight about the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
The first hospital.
The first hospital that we've, that's where the VA, actually the Veterans Association came from. The Elks were, they built the first hospital. We were the only ones. Let me go back to World War I. We were the only ones that went over abroad, because what we found was some of the service people that we were sending over there to fight the war, they couldn't speak the language. So we had to perform. We opened up general first aid kits, first mass units over there, so that we could converse with what was happening and treat the injured. And that came back to the United States. Actually, the first one I think was in outside of Boston, Massachusetts. It was the foundation for the VA. And that hospital is still in Jamaica Plain. It's on the VFW Parkway.
Didn't you guys give the hospital?
We gave the hospital up to the VA in retrospect to start the VA hospital. And that was the first one in the country. So we're very proud of that. And, it's continued. And, veterans have always been continued with near and dear to the Elks. And, never forgotten, never forgotten. So,
as long as there's an Elk, the veterans will never be forgotten.
Never be forgotten.
We could almost sing that together.
Yeah. Well, it's in the statutes. I get a little emotional, with it. This is something, and it's quite profound that I really respect that. CJ wrote this, veterans in the Elks. If you haven't read the article, I would strongly urge you to pick that up, and that was in
the Elks Life magazine, which is local in the Punta Gorda area. And but you can free. Also see, yes,
it's free too,
and you can find this online. Did you say?
Yes, I put this. We had this publicized. Our Elks secretary Pete has put it in our Elks newsletter of the month, and it's publicized for 2 months. It's Veterans in the Elks, and CJ did a fantastic job. And I'm not saying that because she's sitting beside me or she bought me on the head, but I'm quite proud to be associated with her. And she did an excellent job of just stating what the Elks do as a whole.
As an advocate in the look there, my producer is bringing all this up. I love my producer. Anyway,
she's real good.
Yes, she is. Something I want to mention while we're scrolling on screen through the Elk's Tale is any veterans out there who have had troubles getting their benefits. Maybe they're missing ribbons, maybe they're due some benefits, or they're having trouble with the VA. I want you to know, please feel free to contact Congressman Stubbe's local office right here in Punta Gorda. It's his constituent representative. Her name is Darla, and she can help you get this process solved. She's a wonderful person. Congressman Stubbe himself is a veteran, and he cares very much about veterans. He's on the state veterans committee. His health care is through the VA. He wants to know what you veterans are going through. So I'm very proud that he is our congressman and working so diligently for our veterans. On the internet right now, what's coming up is the flyer for the Veterans Parade. It just announces everything and tells you how you can be in it and where the route is going to be. So we're very excited about all of this.
And also, CJ, on that line, we will have a Veterans Affairs person manning our veterans tent down at the Wells Fargo parking lot. So he's bringing up, and he works every Monday down at the Veterans Association down in Fort Myers. He's bringing up a lot of information that will be displayed at our table. So you can stop by there if you have any problems, and he may be able to direct you to where you have to go, or give you some information, or some, whatever you need. We will take your name and address, and we will work with you as far as getting that.
Answer
some questions. Yeah.
Yes, and so many of you have questions, and maybe you're too embarrassed to call or something like that. No,
this is a vet. Yeah, Dennis Blanchard is going to be heading that up, and his wife Marcia. He's a vet. He's a Vietnam vet, so he'll be there, and he knows the ins and outs, and he volunteers every Monday down at the VA down at Fort Myers. So he's bringing up a lot of information, and he's very knowledgeable.
Okay, folks. Well, you know where to be on Saturday. That's in Punta Gorda along Taylor Road. Anywhere along there will be good. But remember, they're announcing the parade from the Wells Fargo parking lot. And some of the vendors that are in the parade are going to be there along with VA representatives. Yep. So be there. The parade starts at 10 o'clock. And it'll probably last about an hour or so. And the farmers market's going on. There's great eateries around there. Yep. So come and bring the family and enjoy a wonderful day in downtown Punta Gorda. Parade put on by the Elks Lodge, number 2606, on the water in Punta Gorda. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.